Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're actually going on a bit of a treasure hunt. If you're an IT pro, or maybe a recent grad looking for that perfect mix of stability, high pay, and global opportunities, well, you might feel kind of lost right now in this hyper-competitive, crowded, generalist job market. But what if I told you there's a highly lucrative, specialized niche hiding right in plain sight? Seriously, think of mastering a very specific, high-demand software platform as finding the ultimate treasure map. Today, we are unlocking the massive career and financial potential of becoming a Guidewire professional. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. $17.9 billion. That's not a typo. That is the projected size of the property and casualty insurance tech market by 2029. It is growing massively, up from around $13.3 billion in 2024. And that number perfectly illustrates the sheer scale of the demand out there right now. Literally hundreds of insurers worldwide are racing to modernize their core systems. They're finally retiring these clunky 20-year-old legacy platforms. But to do that, they desperately need trained professionals who actually know how to make this digital transformation happen.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll uncover the hidden IT opportunity. Second, decoding the ecosystem. Third, the roles and essential skills you need. Fourth, your actual step-by-step career roadmap. And finally, salaries and future scope. I promise, by the end of this, you'll have a clear, actionable map to navigate this incredibly lucrative career pivot.
Let's start with Section 1, the hidden IT opportunity.
So look, the insurance industry is one of the oldest, most resilient industries in the world. It offers incredible long-term career stability, but right now it is undergoing a massive digital shift. This is an absolute goldmine for both fresh IT grads and experienced devs who just want to escape the crowded generalist job market. So what exactly is Guidewire? Put simply, it's the dominant software platform used by property and casualty insurers, home, auto, business insurance, all over the world to run their daily operations. A Guidewire professional is the essential expert who configures, customizes, and integrates this software. When an insurance company says, okay, time to retire this outdated system, you are the person who steps in to make that modern, digital-first transition a reality. You're not just writing code, you are fundamentally changing how the business runs. And to do that, you're going to need to speak the language. Literally, enter Gosu. This is Guidewire's proprietary object-oriented programming language. It's exactly what you use to write all the business rules and logic right inside the platform. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, oh man, no way, I have to learn a totally new language from scratch. Actually, scratch that, don't worry. Gosu is highly comparable to Java. In fact, Guidewire itself is built on Java. So if you already have a Java foundation, learning Gosu is going to be incredibly intuitive. It basically gives you a massive head start. Moving on to Section 2, decoding the ecosystem. Before we can find the treasure, we need to map the structural landscape of the software itself. And this brilliantly illustrates the core of that ecosystem, which is known as Guidewire Insurance Suite. It consists of 3 primary apps. First up is PolicyCenter, which is where the insurer actually designs and sells the policy. Second is BillingCenter, and that handles all the invoicing, payment plans, and collections. And third is ClaimCenter, which manages everything from the moment a customer reports a loss all the way to the final settlement. It's a completely seamless flow, right? A customer buys a policy in PolicyCenter, their payments are managed in BillingCenter, and if, knock on wood, an accident happens, they are taken care of in ClaimCenter. But here is the absolutely critical shift happening right now. The industry is aggressively migrating away from old on-premise servers and moving straight over to the Guidewire cloud platform. Because of this massive transition, the skills employers are desperately looking for have totally evolved. If you can master cloud technologies, we're talking Kubernetes, Docker, CI/CD pipelines, DevOps, and microservices, alongside your Guidewire knowledge, wow, you instantly become the ultimate candidate. Cloud skills are no longer just a nice-to-have bonus, they are the ultimate differentiator for getting hired today. Let's jump into Section 3, roles and essential skills. We need to look at the specific arsenal you need to conquer this space. There are 2 foundational technical paths here. Over on the left, we have the Guidewire Developer. Your job in this role is to configure the inside of the applications. You're building screens, setting rules, and writing that Gosu logic we talked about. On the right, we have the Integration Developer. Your job is to connect Guidewire to the outside world. You're using REST APIs, SOAP, and messaging to link up with external systems, like, say, payment gateways. Because integration roles require handling these really complex external connections, they're in highly niche demand, and they often command a serious premium. But the beauty of this, Both of these paths give you the perfect foundation to eventually evolve into the highly coveted senior architect role. Now, whichever path you choose, you've got to build 3 distinct layers of skills. The technical layer involves your GASU, Java, APIs, and those cloud concepts. The soft skills layer involves your problem solving and client interaction abilities, because let's face it, a lot of these roles involve direct consulting. But that middle layer, the functional layer, that is your secret weapon. You absolutely need to understand P&C insurance fundamentals. How does underwriting actually work? What is the real life cycle of a claim? Emphasizing this functional knowledge of how the business actually operates, that is exactly what separates an average developer from a truly great, highly paid professional. All right, Section 4, the career roadmap. Time to hand over the actual treasure map. Let's move to and see how this builds, phase by phase. Step 1, learn the insurance business basics. You've got to understand the industry before you try to code for it, right? Step 2, get familiar with the core apps: PolicyCenter, ClaimCenter, and BillingCenter. Step 3, dive deep and really master GOSU programming. Step 4, expand your skill set outward by learning APIs, integrations, and those vital cloud concepts we just discussed. Step 5 involves applying all of this to hands-on projects. And finally, Step 6, validate your knowledge by earning official Guidewire certifications. Listen, here is probably the most important piece of advice you'll hear today. Hands-on practice beats passive reading every single time. You literally cannot just read a blog post about configuring a policy and expect to land a job. No way. You need to get into a practice environment and build real-time sample projects. Build a product, configure a workflow, intentionally break an integration, and then fix it. That practical, hands-on troubleshooting, that is exactly what employers are going to test you on during technical interviews. Which brings us to Section 5, salaries and future scope. The X that marks the spot. So the crucial point is the financial payoff for mastering this tech stack. As a fresher in India, you might start between 4 to 7 lakhs per annum. Pretty standard, right? But watch what happens as you hit the mid-level and senior bands. There is a sharp salary jump once you have about 4 to 6 years of real implementation experience under your belt, especially if you've been working on those cloud migrations. By the time you reach the architect level, you are looking at 28 to 45 plus lakhs per annum. Because the talent pool is so limited and the demand is so high, these numbers are driven significantly higher than your standard generalist IT roles. And who exactly is paying these salaries? Well, the biggest names in tech and consulting. Firms like Accenture, Cognizant, Capgemini, Infosys, TCS, Deloitte, EY, and PwC. They all have massive Guidewire practices. And what's really incredible is that India is a huge hub for global delivery. This means these top-tier firms are constantly hiring talent locally to work on massive international modernization projects across North America, the UK, Europe, and Australia. It offers fantastic remote opportunities and incredible global exposure. But you might be wondering, is this career still going to be safe 10 years from now? Absolutely, for sure. The future outlook is incredibly bright. The transition to the Guidewire cloud platform is only accelerating. We're seeing artificial intelligence being deeply integrated into claims and pricing workflows as we speak. We're moving toward event-driven architecture and microservices. The digital transformation of this historically resilient insurance industry, it is nowhere near finished. It is a truly future-proof career path. So, I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to future-proof your IT career? The demand for this niche skill set vastly outpaces the available talent supply right now. There has literally never been a better time to take that first step, get hands-on with some training, pursue your certifications, and claim your share of this hidden gold mine. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this roadmap helps you build an incredibly rewarding career.